Kurt, and I want to talk about a really serious issue that I just saw on the news. I'm going to try to find the article, if not the video, if not both, and post it in the video. Or post it after this, or during this video. Because it's a really serious issue. Domestic violence there's no excuse for it. It's not right at all. Period. I haven't got around to be able to talk about my domestic abuse that I went through for a few years. Just because I haven't been able to take my abuser, my ex, to court. It's been 3 years, almost 3 years December, that I haven't been able to take the fucker to court. Sadly. And he physically and emotionally abused me, and he gets away with it. Because the cops don't see what he did, and I don't know if I can talk about it legally yet, so what he did to me, yeah, I don't know if I can talk about it, so I'm not gonna talk about it. But you can kind of see the evidence of what he did to me below my eyes. I have dark circles under my eyes. And this started coming about when he came in my life. Dark circles. I developed a sleeping issue because of him. And I'm still fighting it. So, the evidence of me being abused. I think anybody that has been abused will see that these dark circles are like an indication, like, I've been through it too. I have to deal with it on a daily basis, and I don't have makeup skills to cover this shit up yet. So I don't have anything to cover it up. But I'm trying to talk about this in a calm manner and keep my mind straight on this, but my mind is so scattered right now. Not only because of the college and the stress I'm going through on a daily basis because of my anxiety and depression, but also from past experiences that I've heard and still from. And also because it's not something you just heal from. It's not something you just get over. I'm not trying to make this video too long, but I'm going to try and indulge in what I went through, my domestic abuse, a little bit. I can't indulge in it too much because, like I said, I haven't taken him to court yet, and I'm still hoping to take him to court. And though 3 years in December, it'll be 3 years that I haven't been able to take him to court. I was hoping to take him to court, but the crime he committed, in December 3 years ago, the cops don't take it very serious, I guess. They take it serious to a certain degree, but not serious enough to push that something like that into the point where I can take him to court. So, 3 years later, he basically got away with it. I mean, it's pretty much got away with it. I'm hoping karma bites him in the ass someday. But the point of the video and why I wanted to bring this up is this girl I broke up with a guy. This is all we know because we really don't know. She didn't really divulge in the whole history of it. Just gave us a bit of summary of it on the news tonight. And if you check the news, you'll probably see it too. But basically, she broke up with a guy. The guy pretended to lean in and kiss her. And he bit off her lower lip. She lost here to here of her lower lip because of this fucker. I'm sorry, like, I broke up with someone and not let them kiss me. But I don't know if this goes around my age or not. It's just, I was gonna say, like, she just has not the maturity to realize, like, or has the knowledge to, like, not let an ex touch her, period. I wouldn't, personally, regardless of that, I wouldn't want my ex touching me after we just broke up. Ever. Ever. But, yeah, she let him lean in. Thought she was gonna kiss her, and he bit some of her lip off. Luckily, she got, reconstruction surgery, Now, I don't know if it cost her or not. Hopefully it didn't cost her any money to get reconstructive surgery. It's a tongue twister there. I'm hoping not, because she shouldn't have to pay out of her pocket. Her parents, her family shouldn't have to pay out of her pocket to restore her lip. If anything, the fucker should pay to have her lip fixed. Come out of his pocket, his family pocket. But majority it really should come out of his pocket. So, guy is he's got charged for assault and battery, and he's spending 12 years in prison. Not prison, I think jail, technically. But I'm hoping he goes to prison. And I hope that the people in jail find out why he's in there and beat the living shit out of him. Because I do not stand for, I don't appreciate that this guy did this. I want to do so many violent things to guys and even women, yes, even women that abuse their spouse. Especially guys, not to be a feminist whatsoever, but you guys are stronger than us. Do you understand that? You guys have bigger muscle mass. You have the capability of being much stronger than us. We can train all we fucking want. But if you're not of our height and weight, and if we train really hard, I mean, it's almost, I wouldn't say possible, but almost nearly to impossible for us to really defend ourselves unless we have a strategy worked out in our head within a few seconds in that moment. Within we see a movement, within that second we can think of a move to defend ourselves. That's another thing that irritates me a lot. I think it should be a requirement in high school and in college. There should be a class in college and high school of a defense class, especially for women and guys, so we can learn like what not to do in certain situations, what to do in certain situations, like when we're pissed at someone, but they're not trying to harm us, or kill us, like what other things we could possibly do, and I think all guys and girls, like, we should check for anger management. We have anger issue throughout college and high school, so we can learn how to deal with that better. So in this moment, this could have been avoided. Her getting her lip bit off, and maybe being abused could have been avoided if only that was a requirement to be taught this. Sadly, it isn't, and I think high school they have an option where you can like do wrestling, and girls have like an option to do like wrestling as well, but it's not really a form of defense. That's really, I think, of all anything, it's just that's more like for fun. I mean, I guess you could use that to defend yourself, but not in all situations. It's a shame that, like I said, what should be a requirement should be in college and in high school. It's not, because so many of these situations can be avoided. We also, like, we failed to realize, I don't know if you guys watched 13 Reasons Why. If you didn't, there was a clip where this guy gets raped by a group of guys. Not raped with their, but raped with a broomstick or something. And it's really important that we realize that just, that's not necessarily domestic abuse, but it is a form of abuse that guys go through too. When it comes to abuse, we just think of women getting abused, and it goes both ways. I don't want you guys to think I'm just talking about women, and I'm all focused on that. So I'm bringing it up. Like, guys get abused too. I think just as bad as women do. It's just we hear about women getting abused way more than guys do. And that's a shame that there's not awareness brought to that. I'm doing this off the cusp of what I'm thinking after seeing this news announcement about this girl getting attacked. So I'm really tired. If you've noticed, I've been going to college every Tuesday and Thursday. I hope you guys watched that vlog. I mentioned that real quick because that's been stressful, and just if you want to watch that, you can. I also have a YouTube channel called Luna Darkheart /Theron. I post updates and videos on that when I'm about to like post a video or update on my life. If you want to see more of me, go to my Instagram. But it's just, like I said, I really hope my ex someday pays for what he did, and I hope this guy really pays for it. The 12 years he's spending in jail, and he eventually understands how wrong it was to do what he did, and how much he fucked up by doing what he did. And I'm really happy he's paying for what he did, honestly, because it's just unbelievably fucked up. But I mean, I do stand on the point where I think it's more fucked up for women to get abused than guys, just because you guys are physically stronger than us in most cases. But if you haven't watched my vlog, you won't know that I've been going to college for like halfway through my semester. I'm going to college to get my AA degree, become a writer. And I think one of the things I'm going to do once I get my degree is put out a book of my experience of being abused and how I feel about all this, to really clarify, like, domestic abuse, try to, you know, bring more awareness to this whole situation. And yes, I broke my nail. I was going to comment about that. I broke it yesterday. It sucks. And I can't afford to fix it until Saturday. So, anyways, I hope this brings awareness to this whole situation. I hope you guys realize that you don't have to, you don't need to get to the point of hurting someone physically unless they are trying to kill you or really physically harm you. Honestly, if I was her, after he fucking did that, I would have punched him in his fucking face, but that's just me. Because I won't stand for it. I kind of feel like there's no way it's just like this was it was sudden, but there had to been, I don't know. I feel like there's part of the story we're not hearing that would make more sense as to why it led us to this point. I mean, it's hard to see that it just suddenly decided to, like, bite her. He had to show some past aggression that indicated it was going to get to this point. There's so many red flags that you should look out for when it comes to, and this goes for guys and girls, that though I don't really know the warning signs of a girl that's abusive per se, but I do know how we think, being that I'm a chick. I think one of the warning signs is like the guy showing he has an anger issue. If the guy shows he has an anger issue remotely, I would advise you ask him politely to go to anger management. You really shouldn't be with anyone that has an anger issue remotely, because even though it seems like it won't progress into physical violence and it won't progress into abuse, and or the guy really apologized or the girl really apologized for doing that so they'll never do again, don't believe that, because in most cases, 99% of the time, when a guy or a woman, when a spouse, I'll just say, for instance, instead of making that sentence longer, but when a spouse shows, or your boyfriend or girlfriend, like, when they show your significant other, like, they show aggression, like that, either physical or vocal, anger, realize that person's it's just not worth being with, especially if they're not willing to work on that. I would say, like, if they're willing to go to anger management, then, and they're willing to work on it, and they're showing progress within a short time period, or within a good period of time, not too long, I would say the longest I would wait for someone to fix their anger management, if you really want to wait for it, I would say give them a couple months to show progress of anger management. All depends on the degree of their anger management, how long you probably should wait to see if they are really trying to make progress and fixing that. Because I know it's really hard to believe, and you're probably not going to believe me, but try to believe someone, try to be open-minded to the fact that I've been through abuse, emotional and somewhat physical abuse from my ex, so that I know what I'm saying. I do. Been through it. I have experience in this. Take it for someone's been through it, okay? And if the person's not willing to communicate with you to the point of, like, going, oh, this bothers you, okay, well, then I won't do that no more. If they're not willing to work on you with those things, and they show anger like that, and they show aggression, and they get angry at the littlest things, and they're not willing to work on that, just please leave. Don't. And they, okay, but like, if they show this, do not, I'm saying strongly, do not break up with them in private. If you really want to break up with them in person, go in a public area. Just don't stand close to them. Go in a very public area and break up with them. If you really want to break up with them, having someone with you at the time you break up with them in private won't work. Most likely, you'll just put that person in danger as well as yourself. So, please listen to me and get into a public area where he won't dare try to attack you. Now, some people, even if you're in a public area, will still try to attack you. If you don't want to do that, I would advise doing it in front of a police station. So that way he'll feel more, he'll most likely less, he or she will the lower the chance of him or her attacking you physically, or threatening you whatsoever, to the degree that you're in danger. Plus, if you have a cop right there, or you're in front of a cop station, or I would have a cop with you, or do it inside the station of your police, so that way this breakup can go down smoothly. And also just wait till he leaves. I would wait at least an hour. Make sure he's definitely gone from the area. Then go to your car and leave, or however transportation that you take. I wouldn't take a transportation where you're on a bike, where you're not, it's not safe, because he can come up behind you and just ran you over. That's dangerous. Another red flag is a guy that's not willing to, a guy or girl, like you're something that's not willing to compromise with you. They're not willing to listen, and they manipulate you into doing what they want all the time, and manipulate you into feeling like you're guilty, feeling like you did something wrong, when honestly you didn't. For instance, like, I won't say who, I'm gonna name who, but a friend of mine has a girlfriend that told him, he told her that he was gonna go take a shower, and that he'd call her right back, he has to charge his tablet, so he told her that, right? And then he got off, and then his group of friends needed him really bad for the game he's playing, so he went to play the game a little bit, and then he was going, I'll joke about this, will be funny, I'll put a towel around my head, pretend like I just took a shower, and go ha 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 with her, and she got really pissed off with him, and broke up with him. And then that left him feeling really hurt. I honestly feel like she's abusing him, because that is abuse, to get so upset and to break up with someone that dearly loves you when all he did was just making a joke. Like, oh, I already took a shower, but I'm sure he was about to tell her, like, I'm about to take a shower right now. I just wanted to let you know that I was delayed, probably. I was about to tell her that. Take another shower. That's just not right. You don't stand for that shit. Another thing you really shouldn't stand for, I mean, any abuse remotely, if the guy is willing to, I keep saying guy, but your significant other, like, if they're willing to raise their voice at you and not immediately apologize after, or at some point realize, like, I fucked up and I'm sorry, break up with them. Because if they're willing to do something like that, it really hurts you and it's causing you a lot of emotional pain. Something other really shouldn't be willing to emotionally hurt you, period. They really should feel very guilty about it. They should feel sympathetic about it. If they're not distributing these signs of, like, they care, like, they care that they hurt you, that is another sign of someone that's emotionally or physically just abusive. A person that's abusive to their significant other. It's trying to not make this video too long. I am doing this video off the cusp. I wanted to do this video properly and write down notes, write down points, think about it for a while, and then speak on those points. That's why I'm a bit all over the place. Because I'm doing it off the cups, because I'm really upset that this person decided to bite off her lip just because she broke up with him. I'm hoping, hopefully she learns from this, and when she sees the signs of someone that's abusive like this, or that possibly will do this to her, she'll see the signs and she won't put up with it. I mean, I've been single for going on 3 years because I learned, as much as it pained me, as much as I hate that I went through what I went through with my ex, it's taught me so much. I've avoided heartbreak since then, and I say that I've avoided it, and I've avoided more emotional abuse. I know the signs now, and I've avoided it. For instance, I can't remember how long ago this was. It was during one of the periods of time that I was broken up with ex. Temporarily, we completely broke up, and never will be back together again. 3 years ago, but we broke up at one period. There's a period of time where we were broken up for 6 months. And during those 6 months, I dated someone that was smoking marijuana, and nothing against anyone that smokes marijuana, but anyways, he was trying to quit, and it gave him anger issues. This is also the time I was still learning about the signs to watch out for, but luckily I got to the point at the time to not put up with it anymore. I already learned I shouldn't put up with it. I don't have to put up with it. Somebody actually gives a fuck about me, they wouldn't treat me like that in the first place. And he would have apologized for it. I mean, he would have, like, never done it again. And he did apologize, but, like, snap at me, because he was trying to quit, like I said, he was trying to quit weed. And I think he was playing his Xbox or something, and I was tickling him, just play with him, because I'm playful when I like someone. So, not only that, affection, you know. So, I was tickling him, and I guess according to him, I was tickling him too hard, which is crap. Maybe I was, and he decided to snap at me, yell as loud as he possibly could. That made me cry because of my past abuse. I didn't know this, but I learned about recently that when you're abused like this, it does create a PTSD, form of it anyways. When we think PTSD, we think of like our veterans that have it, but also people that have been through abuse. They do form a bit of post-traumatic distress, in the sense of like, I forget what the proper name is because I found about this a long last time ago. But like I said, it's a form of it. You suffer a bunch of different symptoms that indicates that you do have this. I'll try to find the article about it. So if you're interested in learning more about it, you can. I'm also going to look it up again because I'm interested in learning more about it and refreshing my memory on the subject. I apologize for the video being so long. This isn't a video where you can necessarily make it short. And yeah. Again, this video is all over the place. I'm going to take time aside when I can and write down bullet points of things I want to talk about, because I'm sure there's many other things I'm not covering at the moment that I want to cover in a video, because I want to be an activist I think it's called. Domestic abuse, I want to bring way more awareness to this whole situation, especially domestic abuse for guys, because that is the least people are least aware of that whole situation. A lot of the times when we think of physical abuse, we think of girls being abused. That is quite sad that is all that we focus on when we think of someone being abused, when it literally goes both ways. And a lot of people are brought to, a lot of guys I know are brought to abusing their significant other because their significant other was abusing them first. Not in all cases, but that does happen. And then the guy looks like a dick. He looks like the abuser, when honestly he was pushed at that point to defend himself because he's been abused who knows how long. But I really hope that someday this stops happening, that people learn that there's different ways you can go about it. I can tell you how many things I want to do to my ex for what he did to me, but I can't do anything. Because he's just not worth it going to jail. Realize that no one's worth going to jail unless they are trying to physically hurt you, if they're trying to harm your family or harm you, if they're trying to kill you. You really can't do anything legally, sadly. But maybe one day, our schools will realize that it's important that we have a class that's a requirement to have to learn this, so we can stop this. Because I think the only way to stop this that's happening over and over and over and over and over to people of all ages is if we have a class on it, you know? And that and sexual abuse, any form of abuse, really. But anyways, this is turning into like a half-hour video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, even though it's been quite of a negative topic, taboo topic, but it is really an important topic to bring up. I hope you guys enjoyed it, maybe informed me or learned something from this. I'm gonna go over more red flags there is to watch out for when it comes to someone that may be abusive, because there's many red flags out there of someone that's abusive that you can look out for, so you can avoid it getting to the point where you're being abused by your significant other. But again, once more, I will think about this, write down bullet points, have my notebook in front of me, and talk about that. And edit it on all that. This video was just it's supposed to be short, not exactly short, but I just wanted to do this off the cusp, off of my mind, out of my heart, about domestic violence, that it's really not necessary. It doesn't have to come to that. There are other ways to go about it. and there are ways to avoid it if it's already got to that point. Way to avoid it getting worse, I mean. But anyways, I'm gonna shut up. And we're gonna take some time outside, maybe tomorrow or sometime soon. I'm going to college, so luckily I don't need homework right now. So I don't have anything to stop me from doing it at the moment. But I mean, hopefully I'll be able to put aside the time. I will put aside the time to do it. I promise. At some point. I just don't know when I could possibly post such a video that's more organized, more well thought out. After all, I'm trying to get my AA degree to be a writer, so this would be good practice for me to put out a more well thought out and organized video about domestic violence and abuse. But please realize if having an anger problem, to please take care of it. Because it's not worth going to jail for some fucker that's messed with you. It's messing with you. It's trying to get you to hit them, trying to get you in trouble, legally trouble. It's just really not worth it. See, that kid, because nobody advised him on this, now 12 years of his life is going to be wasted away in jail. Rightfully so, but it really could have been avoided. And hopefully, my ex will pay for it someday. But probably not. Probably not. Anyways, subscribe and all that shit. I hope you enjoyed this video. That was basically me rambling. Bye. Hello everyone, and I found the clip of the news talking about the incident that I just talked about. I'm going to include this with the video I just recorded, and I'm going to upload as soon as I'm done editing all that. But here's the video that I spoke of before.
Welcome back. A developing story. It's a horrific one. A horrific crime, in fact. It lands this man in bars for 12 years after he was convicted of assault and battery. The sentence was handed down this week after he did the unthinkable. Now, this guy right here bit off his 19-year-old girlfriend's lip. It happened a year ago as they met up in Simpsonville to talk about their relationship.
But tonight, instead of focusing on the man who committed the crime, the man we just showed you, we're hearing from the survivor who bears the scars of that attack. She's strong. She's rising above what happened, and she has a message for all young women. It's a place that brings back a moment Kayla Hayes will never forget. This parking lot in downtown Simpsonville. It's where she wanted to meet to talk about what happened and how she's healing.
From the EMS to the officers to my family to everybody, all the friends that reached out, I couldn't have done it without everybody. They've been so great to me.
If you look closely, you can see the scars around Kayla's mouth, just shy of her 19th birthday, as she met up with her ex-boyfriend and refused to get back together. He did something no one would anticipate. He leaned in to kiss her and bit off her lip.
And he just latched onto me. And I just remember, I felt it tear, but it was like already numb, but I felt it. And then it just I went in complete shock, and I just went in survival mode and started screaming. Then I looked down, and my lip was literally on my leg. It was covered in gravel. I just picked it up. I was thinking, what the heck is this? And I had my phone in my hand somehow, and I looked at my front camera, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what was going on, what just happened, how this happened. I just remember thinking, I wish it would be over. All because he couldn't take being rejected.
We're blurring the photos of her mouth after the attack, but can tell you she suffered extensive injuries. The ambulance ride to the ER, the surgery, the reconstruction. And that's just to fix what was on the outside.
I had, I believe, over 300 stitches.
Inside, she's struggled with healing from the lasting wounds of the attack. But she's adopted the words "rise above." You can see it there on her phone case.
Nobody expects that somebody that claimed to love them is going to turn into an animal and bite them with the force of a pit bull bite. you just don't expect that from somebody that claims they love you and want you back.
And look at her purple t-shirt, another symbol of being a survivor. And this quote has been a major part of her healing.
Wear your scars as your wings, and I think that really helped me get through it all, because, you know, my scar, I'm going to use that as my wing, and I'm going to fly, and I'm going to rise above all of this.
And while she bears the scars, Kayla wants others to see the signs, to gain the courage to get out of potentially violent relationships, and to know there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
There's a difference between accepting ups and downs rather than accepting abuse, whether it be physical, mental, whatever it is. Don't accept it. You need to rise above it. You need to continue to stay strong, and you need to get out. I just hope somebody can learn from my mistake of not getting out when I should have.
Amazing young woman. Kayla is very thankful for a man and woman who heard her screaming and rushed to her aid after the attack. She now hopes her story will help other teens and adults to spread the word about domestic violence. And you know, October is National Domestic Violence Awareness Month. South Carolina ranks in the top 5 nationally when it comes to women killed by men. Nationwide, 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men has been the victim of physical violence by a partner. And women between 18 and 24 and 25 and 34 experienced the highest rates of violence. Anyone needing help can call Safe Harbor's crisis line at 1-800-291-2139.
I did actually experience abuse during those ages from my ex. I don't know if you heard that part. But anyways, again, just furthermore just puts out there like what I spoke of earlier. Please don't. If you're being abused, please don't stand for it. Please get away from the abuser. Please confront the abuser. If you really want to confront them in person, please do it in a public area or with a few friends there. And even then, it's not safe. Just please don't confront them in private. Please don't confront your abuser in private. I beg of you. Anyways, I'm quite emotional from watching that again. You saw me, I was tearing up, I wanted to cry. It's really hard for me to see that being with what I went through. That you guys have no idea about because I haven't talked about. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to. Anyways, subscribe and all that shit. I hope this opened your eyes to get away from your abusive relationship if you are a part of one. And to, if you realize you're in an abusive relationship, to get out of it safely. Alright. Thank you so much for watching.